Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Getzi, and I'm here to discuss with everybody voting for 18 to 24-year-olds. I want to start out with my own story. When I was 18 years old, I was living in New Jersey and I did not vote. My parents didn't vote, and the system in New Jersey was very corrupt. It was known for having payoffs and just a corrupt system of voting. Then 9/11 happened. I was 21 years old, and I was not exactly thrilled about how the president was handling the disaster in the year after. My best friend's boyfriend was being sent off in the Marines to go over for weapons of mass destruction. And we were having dinner before he left and kind of voiced my opinion about how I felt about it. My best friend at the time asked me, "Well, did you vote?" And I was like, "Well, no." And she goes, "Then you need to shut your mouth." And I did. Um, that really stuck with me because I didn't have a right to say anything. I didn't have that voice to even make a vote or put in the vote for the president to even say anything. And at that time, when I was younger, I had a lot of older people tell me, "You're the future and you can change the world." But they never said how. But you know how you can is by voting. Low registration for voters 18 to 24-year-olds hasn't been going on for generations. So Gen Z is not this first generation who has a low voter turnout. This has been going on for years and years and generations and generations. I spoke with an 18-year-old. His name is Hiram. He comes to my house to help out my father-in-law every week. And I asked him if he was registered to vote, and he said he was. And I asked him, I was like, "Well, what made you register in the first place?" And he says, "Because he wanted a voice." And then I asked him, I was like, "Well, why doesn't anybody your age vote or feel that they should be voting?" And he said that they just doesn't think their voice matters and that their vote wouldn't matter. But I am here to say that your voice does matter and your vote does matter. A study from Hai Young Yun and Sandra Graham of UCLA both said that the young adults 18 to 24 had a huge impact on the 2020 election. And in fact, in Arizona, a margin of victory for the presidential election in 2020 was only 10,457 votes for the winner. Every vote was counted. And outside of presidential elections, your local elections have a much bigger impact on your everyday life. Things like transportation. Will your metro lines be extended? Will hours be extended? And things like down in ASU, where they have a light rail system, and in addition to that, a trolley system now, those were all voted on. Also, reproductive rights was another big one. And for all of us, education. Things like Maricopa County Community Colleges, Mesa Community Colleges, and then also public universities like ASU and U of A. Any of their grant money and money, how it's spent, is decided by voters. Voters just like you. When I was also speaking with Hiram, he also mentioned that politicians don't talk about issues that affect 18 to 24-year-olds. Someone who did was Taylor Swift. And according to the New York Times, in September of 2024, Taylor Swift posted on her Instagram links to the League of Women and also Vote.com. Within 24 hours, Vote.com had over 400,000 hits to their website. And according to the League of Women, when their hits on their website are judged on demographics, their predominant demographic was always 55 to 65-year-olds. However, after Taylor Swift provided their link, that demographic then changed to 18 to 24-year-olds. And as I mentioned before, only 24% of 18-year-olds are registered to vote here in Arizona. But millennials, 60% of them vote. Gen X, 70% vote. And for boomers, 75% vote in every election. These generations are now making decisions about your life. and taking your voice. So show them. Get out there and vote. Have your voice said. And don't let them decide your future and the future for yourself. And registering to vote in Arizona is very easy. Uh, we also have a Clean Elections Act and committee that goes over all of our voting. But we can get it. There's multiple ways to vote here, and Arizona makes that very easy. You can get a mail in ballot early, and you can fill that ballot out at home. And Arizona also sends out a booklet with all the candidates, all of the measures, propositions that are out there. So you can make an informed decision at home on your ballot. And you can either mail in that ballot or you could drop it off at an Arizona polling place. In addition, if you want to register to vote today, you can go to the Arizona azcleanelections.gov, all one word, azcleanelections.gov. You can also go to elections.maricopa.gov or vote.com, and that'll take you to your state's voting registration site. So, again, Arizona makes it incredibly easy, and we also have very clean elections. So don't make the mistake I did and have your voice heard today. Go register to vote. Thank you.